A paper cup leaves a circle on the table, like a planet marking where it rested. The cafe is half awake, half hiding. Steam rises and disappears on schedule. I open my laptop to a blank page and pretend that's a decision. Barista hands move like quiet choreography. Milk, espresso, patience, small talk. A playlist hums from the ceiling, soft enough to forgive itself. I watch people arrive with heavy coats and lighter faces than they expect. Some type fast, some stare slow, everyone negotiating their own weather. My drink tastes like comfort without commitment. Warm, brown, honest, temporary. I scroll past messages I won't answer, not out of cruelty, out of fatigue. A spoon clinks, then rests, a tiny bell in a distant room. Outside, traffic keeps its gray river inside. Lights soften the sharp edges. I think about the last time you smiled, how it didn't solve anything, how it made the day possible anyway. I write a sentence and delete it, write another and let it stay. Not because it's true, because it's gentle. The chair beneath me creaks in agreement. My shoulders loosen one notch. A stranger laughs at their scream. A sound like relief finding a door. I sip again, slower this time. Let the warmth land and settle. The air smells like roasted beginnings and endings that aren't dramatic. I don't need a sign today, I need a steady minute. I watch the coffee ring dry, edges turning lighter than gone. A small proof that time moves even when I don't push it. I close the laptop with no victory. Still I feel less tangled. I step outside into the damp, and the street feels a little kinder, as if the world remembered my name. Midnight turns the sidewalk into a stage, but no one is clapping, no one is watching. Street lights paint amber puddles, and the rain keeps rearranging the scenery. My footsteps land in soft reflections, each step a quiet agreement with loneliness. I pass a shuttered bookstore, titles sleeping behind metal ribs. A cat slips under a parked car, like a secret changing room. Somewhere a window glows blue, television light, borrowed company. I inhale cold air and let it sting, a reminder that I'm still here. A distant siren bends around the blocks, then fades like a thought I didn't keep. I check the sky for stars, the clouds refuse to cooperate. The city is a low hum, a chord held too long on purpose. I walk past a convenience store, innocent, honest, awake. A teenager mops the floor with boredom. I nod without needing a reason. My phone vibrates once, then stops. Nothing important, and I'm grateful. I think about apologies that arrive late and love that arrives even later. I think about how both can be true and how neither fixes the floor. Rainwater runs along the curb, a small river, discipline, inevitable. I follow a while, as if it knows where to go. My hands stay in my pockets, warmth conserved, hope unadvertised. A bus passes and being patient, its windows mirror my moving shape. For a second I look like someone else, then the glass forgets me. I reach the corner where you used to wait, and it's only a corner now. No magic, no pain, just space. I stand there until my breath steadies, then turn back toward home. Not defeated, not heroic, simply finished with the night. The streetlight follows behind me, a soft halo with no questions asked. Morning doesn't arrive with fireworks, it arrives like a soft door closing. I wait before the alarm decides and listen to the apartment breathe. The floor is cold in a gentle way, not hostile, just honest. A neighbor's shower starts, water turning pipes into a low drone. I open the window a few inches, air slips in, clean and shy. The sky is pale, undecided, clouds moving like slow handwriting. I make toast and watch it brown, a small ritual of control. The kettle whistles and calms down as if apologizing for the noise. I think about yesterday's heaviness, how it didn't crush me, how it tried quietly. I fold a blanket and feel the texture, threads holding together on purpose. My phone lights up with reminders, bills, errands, names, numbers. I don't panic, I just read them like lines in a book I didn't choose. Somewhere in me a softer room exists, a place that doesn't argue. I step into it for a minute and my shoulders drop again. I remember your absence, but it feels more like weather now. A condition, not a sentence. I pour coffee and let it be bitter. Not everything has to be sweet. Outside a bird tests a short song and stops satisfied. I watch sunlight touch the wall, a slow bloom of warmth. I don't chase happiness, practice being steady. I write a list and keep it simple. One task, one breath, 1 hour. The day opens like a quiet hallway, long, ordinary, survivable. I put on a coat, then pause, listening one last time to the silence that stays. Not empty, not without performing. The city meets me halfway, and I keep going. Message box stays open like a small wound, a blinking cursor practicing patience. I type your name and erase it again. Not dramatic, just tired. The room is dim enough to forgive me. Screen light turns my hands into strangers. Outside the rain keeps doing its job, washing sidewalks, not answers. I scroll up through our old exchanges. Two people trying to be simple, promises disguised as jokes, silences disguised as busy days. I remember the last good night, how it sounded normal, how it ended a season. My thumb hovers over the send button as if courage lives in a fingertip. I rewrite one line 3 different ways. None of them feels true, all of them feel close. The blue bubble waits to be born, a tiny planet with gravity. I breathe and let the air settle. I listen to the refrigerator's low note, a steady hum, a borrowed calm. I choose a softer sentence, something that doesn't demand a reply. I choose a gentler question, something that won't corner you. Then I delete it anyway, because I'm learning restraint, because I'm learning how to sit with longing. The clock keeps walking forward, no matter what I want. I rest my phone on the table, face down like a truce. I touch the edge of the mug, still warm, still ordinary. I picture you reading my words, your eyebrows rising a little, your lips almost smiling. And the image fades like steams appearing above coffee. I stand up and stretch my back, the ache in my shoulders speaks first. It says you've carried this for a while. I turn the lights off completely, let the darkness do its gentle work in the quiet. I don't become brave, I become honest. Tonight I will not chase closure. I will let the unsent things stay unsent, like rain that falls without an audience, like love that learns a new shape. The elevator mirror catches my face too clearly, a tired expression, trying to look neutral. I press the button without thinking, the light turns on like a small confession. The doors close with polite finality. a soft thud, a private ending, right up through quiet floors, neighbors asleep behind thin walls. Somewhere someone's TV murmurs, a distant ocean of dialogue. The elevator hum becomes a steady chord, a note held longer than comfort. I watch the numbers change, like days I didn't celebrate. I remember your laugh in a hallway, how it made the building feel alive. Now the hallway is only a hallway, paint, carpet, old air. The elevator stops and opens, no one is there, just fluorescent light and stillness. I step out and my shoes whisper, a sound too small to be heard. I walk slowly, not lost, just unwilling to arrive. Keys jingle in my pocket, metal against metal, a simple truth. At my door I pause, as if waiting for a different life. I unlock it and the latch clicks, a tiny yes in the dark. Inside everything is where I left it, furniture keeping its promises. I set my bag down quietly, like it could wake a memory. I wash my hands and watch the water run clear, indifferent, endless. I look at my phone for no reason, no new messages, no new mercy. I sit on the edge of the bed, the mattress sighs under my weight. I think about how we used to talk before sleep, before doubt. Now the ceiling feels higher, the air feels wider. I turn the lamp on low, let the room become a soft cave. I don't blame you tonight, I don't blame me either. I blame time gently, I blame the way feelings change while we're busy pretending they won't. I lie down without a soundtrack, only the hum of the building, only my breath steady and plain. If loneliness is a floor, I will stand on it without falling. If tomorrow comes, I will meet it with quiet hands. Window seat over nothing, I sit by the window like it's a habit, like the glass owes me a reason. Outside is a blur of wet streets, cars passing with softened edges. The world is kinder when it's out of focus. My reflection floats over the city, a double exposure of doubt. I rest my forehead on the cool paint, let the temperature steady my thoughts. Somewhere below, a delivery scooter buzzes and disappears in the rain. I think about the last thing you said, not the words, the tone, how it tried to be gentle, how it couldn't stay. I fold a blanket across my lap, the fabric holds a quiet warmth. I watch droplets race each other down the window. One wins, then breaks apart. A small lesson with no sermon. I open a book and don't read. I stare at the same paragraph until the letters become texture. My phone lights up with the time, a number that doesn't help. I sip water like it's medicine, simple, clean, unromantic. The apartment hesitant, real. I stand up and stretch my arms, trying to shake off the heaviness. It doesn't leave but it loosens. I turn on a lamp and the corner glows, a warm square of permission. I sit back down and decide to be here, not waiting for a miracle, not waiting for a message, just watching the weather move, just letting the night be long. I think about all the versions of us, the ones that stayed, the ones that didn't. I don't choose a winner, I choose quiet, I choose breath, I choose a slow evening with no conclusions. The rain keeps writing and erasing, writing and erasing, and somehow that feels honest. I close my eyes for a minute. The city keeps going without me. When I open them again, the window is still there, and so am I. Lavish an apology I won't deliver, not because I'm proud, because I'm tired of rewriting the past. I stand at the sink and watch the faucet drip, one drop, then another, like a metronome with no song. I think about the way I held my words too tightly until they bruise. Think about the way you held yours too gently until they slipped away. No villain, no hero, just two people missing the timing. I open my notes app, type a single sentence, then stare at it like it's dangerous. It says, I hope you're okay. 4 words with too much history. I delete them and feel lighter, then feel worse. A small circle of human contradiction. The air in the room is warm, but my hands feel cold. I rub my palms together, trying to create something from friction outside. Rain taps the railing, a soft percussion line. I listen for meaning in it, there is none, and that is the gift. I sit down on the floor, back against the couch, a posture from older nights when the ceiling looked like a solution. I breathe in and count to 4, then out. Slower, my chest softens by a fraction. I remember your face when you were disappointed, not angry, just far. I remember mine in the mirror afterward, a person learning consequences. I don't punish myself tonight, I don't absolve myself either. I let the truth be plain. I hurt you in small ways, you hurt me in small ways. Small ways add up like drops in a sink. I stand up again, turn off the faucet, silence arrives clean and sharp. I pick up a towel, dry my hands with intention. And if I ever speak to you again, I want my voice to be calm, not pleading, not performing, just honest and steady. Until then, I will practice being better alone. I will practice not chasing forgiveness. I will let the half-finished apology remain half-finished. A reminder not a weapon, a note held quietly until it fades into peace. I clean the room like it will change my mind. Wipe the table, fold the blanket, arrange objects in a neat quiet, as if order could be comfort. The trash bag crinkles like a confession. I throw away receipts and old notes, proof of days that kept moving, even when I didn't. I open the closet and stare, coats hanging like paused conversations. I choose one and put it back, no destination requires it. The floor looks better now, the air feels a little lighter, but the same thought returns, softly, stubbornly. I miss you. Not as a drama, as a fact. Like rain is wet, like nights are long. I make tea and watch it steep, colors spreading through water, a slow change I can't believe in. I sit on the couch with both feet up, a small attempt at safety outside. Cars pass, headlights sliding across the ceiling. I listen to a song in my head, one we never shared. I wonder what you're doing right now. If your room is clean, if your hands are warm, if your heart is quiet. I don't ask for answers, I let the wondering be enough. A gentle ache, not a knife. The clock ticks without opinion. I breathe with it, match its steady patience. I reach for my phone, then set it down again. Turn off one light, leave the other on a half-lit life. Soft edges, honest shadows. I lay my head back, feel the fabric under my neck. Feel the day releasing its grip. Tomorrow will come with its list, but tonight is mine to sit with small loneliness, to keep it clean, to keep it quiet, to let it be a visitor, not a ruler. I close my eyes for a moment, and when I open them, the room is still clean, and my breathing is steadier. And that, for now, is enough to continue. The key sticks for a second, then gives in, like it remembers my hands. I step inside and the air feels unchanged. Same lamp, same couch, same quiet that knows my name. I set my shoes by the door, not a line, just placed, as if I'm learning to be less strict. The kitchen light is too bright, so I leave it off. I move through the room by memory, edges and corners softly met. The sink holds one cup, a spoon, a thin trace of yesterday. I rinse them without ceremony, water running, then stopping the clean ending. I listen for a message sound, nothing arrives, and the silence doesn't mock me, it simply stays outside. Rain works the window, time tiny taps, steady hands. I sit down and feel the couch sigh under my weight. I think about how we used to come home with stories, with excuses, with warmth. Now I come home with breath and a quieter kind of honesty. I turn the lamp on low, a warm circle in a large night. I don't call you, I don't hate you, I just let the distance exist. Like a hallway I walk through daily, I open a drawer, find an old receipt, your handwriting on the back, a grocery list, plain words still sharp. I fold it once, then again and put it away, not as a shrine, as a boundary. The clock keeps patient time, and I let it. I drink water, feel it land, simple and real. My shoulders loosen by a fraction, as if the body trusts routine. I look around the room and notice I'm still here, still steady enough to turn the key, to close the door, to keep living quietly until quiet becomes home again. The bus stop sign shines like a small promise, but the street is mostly empty. I stand under the awning, watch rain stitch the asphalt. A car passes, then another, headlights dragging pale ribbons. The timetable is damp, letters smudged as if the city is tired of explaining. I check the road again, not hopeful, just habitual. Somewhere behind me, a convenience store door chimes, a sound that feels too cheerful. A couple walks by, sharing one umbrella, their laughter brief, then swallowed by rain. I wonder if you ever wait for anything now, or if waiting ended for you like a song fading out. The bus arrives late, as expected. Doors open with a soft sigh. Warm air spills out, smelling like wet coats and quiet mornings. I climb aboard, choose a seat near the back. The windows are fog, my reflection blurred into the night. We pull away slowly, tires hissing on the road. I watch the stop disappear, a small island left behind. Street lights pass in measured intervals, like slow metronome clicks. The driver says something, I don't catch the words, only the rhythm. I hold the rail, feel the vibration, steady and low. The city outside looks softened, buildings turned into shapes. I think about my own shape, how it changed without asking permission. A stop I used to get off at comes and goes. I don't move, I let the bus keep carrying me, not toward answers, toward quiet. Someone coughs 2 seats away, then settles again. The heater hums, a comfortable drone. I close my eyes for a moment, listen to the road, the rain, the engine's low chord. When I open them, we're still moving, and I feel strangely grateful for motion that doesn't demand meaning. The bus keeps passing through the night, and for myself pass through it too. I wrap my hands around the cup and wait for warmth to argue with winter. The steam rises and disappears like a thought I refuse to chase. The room is quiet but not empty. It holds the small sounds of living, a distant pipe, a settling floorboard, a soft click from the radiator. I take a sip, bitter and honest, and let it be enough. Outside the window, rain makes the street look colder, more fruitwood, more truthful. I watch a pedestrian cross slowly, head down, shoulders tucked in. I understand that posture, I understand the way your body protects itself. I think about calling you, not to fix anything, just to say your name out loud, to prove it still exists. But the phone stays where it is, and the cup stays in my hands. I remember the last time we shared a drink, how our fingers touched by accident, how it felt like a tiny miracle. Now my hands are cold and the cup is warm, and the difference feels like a lesson. I stand up, walk to the sink, rinse the spoon, listen to water run, a simple sound, a clean line. I dry my hands slowly, as if time owes me patience. I sit back down and notice the warmth spreading, not dramatic, just persistent. I breathe deeper without announcing it. Steady work, steady return. My mind drifts to small memories. Your shoes by the door, your laugh in the kitchen, the way you said goodnight like it was ordinary. I don't punish myself with it, I let it float past like a bus. I no longer need to catch. The cup empties and my hands are warmer now. Cold hands, warm cup, quiet room. I accept the math of it. The night keeps moving, so do I, slowly, without a speech. Just one warm breath after another. The room doesn't ask where you went, it doesn't ask why, it just holds its shape, patient and plain. I walk in and the air feels neutral, not kind, not cruel, just there. I set my bag down and hear the small thud, like a period at the end of a long day. The lamp is off, but the streetlight leaks in, painting a soft rectangle on the wall. I sit inside that light like it's a safe zone. My thoughts arrive one by one, not rushing it smooth the edge, a tiny act of care for a future version of me. Rain hits the window in soft taps, and I listen, not for messages, for texture, for rhythm, for proof the world is still working. I breathe in, count quietly, breathe out longer. My shoulders drop without permission. The room stays the same, and somehow that helps. It doesn't ask for a storyline, it doesn't ask for a happy ending. It only offers space, and I accept it like a chair after a long walk, like silence after too many words tonight. The room doesn't ask, and I don't answer. I simply exist, steady, unapologetic, quiet life. I wake up before the alarm and lie still, listening to my own breath. The ceiling is pale, the room is dim, and the world feels far away in a soft way. I don't reach for my phone. I let the morning be quiet first. Outside, rain has slowed to a mist. Windows wearing a thin blur. I sit up slowly as if speed could break something. My feet touch the floor, cold and honest. I stand, stretch my arms, feel the body remember itself. In the kitchen, the kettle waits, a small machine with a simple job. I fill it, turn it on and watch steam begin. The sound is gentle, a low, continuous note, like a song I can live inside. I make toast, not because I'm hungry, because routine is a kind of shelter. I eat without rushing, taste the plainness and accept it. The day has no clear promise, but it has light, and that counts. I open the curtains and let the gray in. A bird lands on the railing, looks around, then leaves, as if checking in. I wash a cup, dry it carefully, set it back in place. Small order, small peace. I think about you briefly, not with pain, with distance, like remembering a street I no longer walk. I think about me and the things I still need to learn. How to be calm without numbing, how to be open without falling apart. apart, I write a short list, 3 items, nothing heroic, just life. I put on a coat and pause by the door, hand on the knob, feeling the weight of choice. Then I open it, step out into damp air, into ordinary sound. Cars, wind, soft footsteps. The world moves slowly today, and I move with it, almost nothing. Still moving, still here, still continuing, without needing to explain why. Without announcement, as if it never meant to stay. I noticed the silence first, then the brighter sound of air. The window looks clearer, but the world outside is still wet. Puddles holding small pieces of sky. I open the door and step into the hallway. Smell of damp concrete and warm dust. A neighbor walks past with a quiet nod. No questions, no drama, just morning doing its work. I take the stairs instead of the elevator. Listen to my shoes on each step. A simple rhythm that feels like progress. Outside, the street is washed clean, not new, just refreshed. Sunlight slips through clouds, thin and careful. I walk without a destination, letting the body decide the pace. My thoughts follow behind, not leading for once. A bicycle passes with a soft word. A child's voice echoes from somewhere, then fades. I realize I'm not bracing for pain, I'm simply present. I pass the cafe where we used to meet, and it's still there. Chairs in the same place, signboard unchanged, only my chest is different. I don't stop to mourn, I don't stop to pretend. I just keep walking. Rainwater runs along the curb, still moving even after the storm ends. I like that idea, continuation without complaint. I breathe in and the air feels cooler, like a clean sheet. I breathe out and the shoulders loosen without a speech. I check my phone, not for you, just for the time. It's ordinary, and that feels like a gift. I cross the street slowly, watch a puddle ripple under my shoe. The ring spreads, then disappears. A small reminder I can touch the world, and it can change, even if only for a moment. I turn back toward home, not because I'm done, because I'm steady enough to return. When I unlock the door, the key turns smoothly has learned my name. I wake up to light that doesn't hurry, pale and quiet on the wall. The room smells like night, leaving gently. No sharp edges, no alarms. I sit up and listen to the building's low hum, to pipes breathing, to distant traffic. The day begins like a soft sentence and finished on purpose. I make water boil, watch bubbles rise and break, a small lesson in patience. I pour coffee, let the bitterness land, not as punishment as honesty. I stand by the window and watch people move below, coats sipped, heads down, each one carrying their own weather. I don't envy them, I don't judge them, I just notice. My phone lights up with notifications, I let them wait, the world can hold itself for a minute. I wash a plate that wasn't dirty because hands need something to do. I fold a towel, smooth the edges, tiny care, tiny calm. I think about you briefly like a cloud passing over sun, present then gone. I don't pull it closer, I don't push it away, I let it move. I sit on the floor, my back to the couch, feel the carpet under my palms, texture anchoring me, the clock ticks, steady and indifferent. I match my breathing to it, inhale slow, exhale slower, my shoulders soften, my jaw releases as if the body finally trusts the morning. I look at my to-do list, then close it, not rebellion, just rest. I make toast, eat it slowly, listen to the crunch, a small sound that proves I'm awake. Outside the sky stays gray, but it doesn't feel heavy, it feels neutral like a blank page. I open the window a little, let cool air in, let it clean the room. I stand there for a long minute, no plans, no performance, just being. Clicks a quiet yes, I return to the couch, and the day stays calm. A slow morning with no plans, and somehow that feels like enough. The city sounds like breathing, a low continuous chord beyond the glass. Cars pass like slow waves, not loud, just constant. I sit by the window with a blanket and let the hum hold me. Streetlights paint the pavement in amber puddles, catching the glow. A distant siren bends around the blocks, then disappears like a thought I won't keep. I watch a couple cross the street, sharing one umbrella, their footsteps quick, their laughter brief. I wonder how long laughter can stay before it becomes memory. Inside my lamp is low, the room is a soft cave. I make tea and let it cool, forgetting is a kind of peace. My phone lies on the table, silent, face down, not a weapon tonight. The city keeps moving without me, and I find comfort in that. No one is waiting for my explanation, no one is grading my sadness. I think of you in a distant way, like remembering a train station. A place I once needed, a place I no longer stand. The air feels cooler near the window. I place my hand against the glass, feel the temperature, steady and different, real. I breathe in, taste rain in the air. I breathe out and the chest loosens just a little. A taxi stops, then goes, a door closes somewhere, a small echo of living. I listen to every sound as texture, not meaning, not message. The city's breathing becomes a lullaby, a slow rhythm I can borrow. I sit still long enough to hear my own heart match it. For a moment the loneliness doesn't speak, it just sits beside me, quiet like a friend who understands. I turn the lamp even lower, let shadows soften. The city keeps breathing under my window, and I let it carry the night until my eyes grow heavy, until my thoughts become simple, until all I hear is the low, steady chord and my own breath finally calm. I didn't notice when the tension eased. It left like a guest at the end of a party. Quietly, without announcements, one day I woke up and my chest felt a little wider. Not happy, just not trapped. I made coffee and the smell didn't hurt. It was simply coffee, warm and ordinary. I opened the curtains and the daylight didn't accuse me. It just arrived, softly, patiently. I walked outside and my steps felt less cautious, if the ground had become trustworthy again. A breeze moved through trees and I watched leaves respond. No resistance, no debate. I thought maybe I can do that too. Past a mirror in a shop window, caught my reflection and didn't flinch. I looked like someone learning, not someone failing. I remembered you and it didn't collapse me. It was a thought, not an emergency. I realized I can miss you without abandoning myself. That felt new, like finding an extra pocket in an old coat. I sat on a bench and listened to the world car footsteps, distant voices, the layer music of ordinary life. I let it wash over me. No need to interpret, no need to answer. I breathed in and counted slowly. I breathed out and felt my shoulders drop. The sun hid behind clouds, then returned, practicing its own patience. I smiled at nothing in particular, a small muscle remembering its job. I went home and my room felt familiar, not haunted. I put a plant near the window, as if to say we're still growing. I cleaned the sink, folded a towel, simple tasks that make a life. Later I sat in silence, and the silence didn't feel like punishment. It felt like space. I thought about tomorrow, and it didn't scare me. I thought about today, and it felt survivable. A gentle return to myself. No ceremony, no applause, just steady days, stacking into peace, stacking into peace, stacking into peace. The hour before sleep feels different, like the world has lowered its voice. I turn off the bright lights, leave one lamp on, warm and small. I wash my face, watch water run, then disappear. A simple, clean ending. I change into soft clothes and the fabric feels like permission. My phone goes on silent, not punishment, just care. Outside rain returns lightly, a thin tapping on the window. I sit on the bed and breathe, let the day slide off my shoulders. Emails, errands, conversations, they fade into background noise. I make a short list in my head, things I did, things I didn't. I don't grade myself, I just notice. I drink a little water, feel it cool the throat. Quiet medicine, I remember you in a gentle way, like recalling a song from childhood. Familiar, distant, not painful. I wonder if you sleep well, if your room is warm, if your mind is quiet. I don't send the thought anywhere, I let it stay inside me, then soften. I open the window a crack, let cool air in, let it clear the room. The city outside hums low, traffic turning into a steady chord. I like that it doesn't stop, I like that life keeps going even when I'm tired. I pull the blanket up and feel the weight, a calm pressure, a small shelter. My breathing slows without effort. I close my eyes for a moment, then open them again. Watch the lamps glow on the wall, shadows moving slightly as if the room is breathing too. I turn the lamp off and darkness arrives gently. I listen to the rain, not as sadness, as rhythm, as texture, as proof of time passing. My thoughts become shorter, softer, less interested in debate. The hour before sleep holds me like a slow song, and I let last breath, just the steady drift into rest. The day doesn't start with sadness, it starts with sky. A pale gray ceiling over the city. I make coffee and drink it plain. No sugar, no story outside. Wind moves through trees, leaves answering without questions. I watch from the window and feel something like calm, not happiness, not numbness, just a neutral space. My phone lights up, a few notifications, nothing urgent, nothing that changes my breathing. I read them slowly, then set the phone down as if returning it to sleep. I fold a blanket and the simple action feels complete. My mind wanders to you, but it doesn't cling. It passes like a cloud, soft shape, soft exit. I remember what longing felt like, sharp and loud. Now it's quieter, more like weather than fire. I step outside, air cool on my cheeks. The street's still damp from last night. Puddles reflecting buildings, a clean mirror with no opinion. I walk to the corner store, buy water and a small snack. The cashier says hello, and I say hello back. A short exchange, proof that I belong somewhere. On the way home, a bus passes its windows full of strangers moving toward their own afternoons. I don't envy them, I don't compare. I just let the scene be a scene. Back inside, I sit on the couch and listen to the room. The faint hum of appliances, a distant door closing, soft footsteps, love stares, life happening without performance. I open a book, write 2 pages, then stop. Not bored, just satisfied. I stare at the wall and watch light shift slowly. The day is ordinary, and that feels like progress. I think about tomorrow, it doesn't scare me. I think about yesterday, and it doesn't pull me under. No strong feelings, just weather, just a quiet day moving forward, and me moving with it. Steady, simple, unchanged, in the best possible way. I notice the same things again, the same mug in the same spot, the same chair by the same window. Nothing dramatic shifts, and somehow that is comforting. The world used to feel like it was breaking, every hour a new crack. Now it feels like a quiet room, holding its shape. I wash my hands, dry them slowly, and listen to the faucet stop, a clean silence. I open the fridge, stare for a second, close it again. Not hungry, just checking, as if food could explain my mood. Outside, the street is busy but far away. Traffic turned into a low chord. I sit down and breathe, inhale steady, exhale longer. My thoughts are shorter these days, less interested in arguments. They arrive, then leave, like pedestrians crossing a street. I think of your name and it feels like a word from another language, familiar but not urgent. I remember the nights I couldn't sleep, the tightness in my chest, the replay of conversations. Now my body rests easier, even when my mind is empty. I make tea, let it steep, watch color spread in water. Slow change, gentle proof of time. I drink it and feel warmth travel down a small kindness. I look at my phone, no messages, and I don't feel punished. I feel free. I open a window slightly, air comes in cool and clean. The room smells like rain and dust. Ordinary, real. I sit in that air and let it pass through me. No strong emotion, no sharp story, just the sound and nothing changing. A steady background, a calm that doesn't need applause. I stand up and stretch, feel muscles loosen as if they trust the day. I turn on a lamp, soft light fills the corner. I live inside that softness for a long time, and when evening comes, it arrives quietly like a familiar song, played low in a room that finally feels safe. Almost asleep, still listening. I lie down before I'm ready, not because I'm tired, because I want quiet. The pillow is cool, the blanket heavy in a gentle way. I stare at the ceiling and let thoughts drift, not solving anything, just moving outside. Rain starts again, thin and soft, tapping the window like polite fingers. I listen, and the sound becomes a pattern, a rhythm I can borrow. My phone is on the table, screen dark, no glow, no demands. The room is dim, a small lamp in the corner, barely alive. I turn it off and darkness arrives kindly. I breathe in and the chest lifts slowly. I breathe out and feel the body sink. The day passes through my mind, small scenes, small moments, nothing worth fighting over. I remember your face, but it's blurred like a photo left in sunlight. I don't panic, I let it blur. Memory changing is not betrayal, it's survival. A car passes outside, headlights sliding across the wall, then gone. The city keeps breathing, even as I soften into sleep. I think about the sound of your voice, not the words, the war nothing, and I disappear into sleep without a fight. After rain, the street holds small mirrors. Puddles reflecting lamps and wires. I walk slowly, watching my steps, not careful, just aware. A puddle ripples when a car passes, then returns to stillness, as if nothing happened. I like that, the way it doesn't keep panic, the way it doesn't explain itself. I stop near the curb and look down street, like glowing in water, a soft gold coin. My reflection appears, then breaks apart, then returns. I think about how many times I've broken and returned, quietly, without witnesses. People rush by with umbrellas, their faces turned away. Everyone holding their own private weather. I don't feel lonely in that crowd. I feel connected in a quiet, ordinary way. A bicycle splashes through, water jumping, then settling. The puddle keeps its secret, doesn't complain, doesn't wreck or blame. I imagine my life like that, absorbing what passes through, then returning to calm. I walk on past storefronts and close signs, past a bus stop with no one waiting. The air smells clean, like the city took a shower. I breathe in and feel my chest stay open. No tightness, no urgency, just room. I remember you, and it feels like looking at a puddle, a reflection, not a body, a light, not a demand. I don't chase it, I don't deny it. I let it exist, then ripple, then settle at home. I wipe my shoes, leave them by the door. Simple care for a simple life. I wash my hands, feel warm water run, then stop. I sit down and listen to the quiet. It isn't empty, it's full of small sounds, and the soft memory of rain. The puddle outside keeps its secret, and I keep mine too. Not out of fear, out of peace tonight. I don't need to explain, I only need to be steady, like water returning to stillness. Quiet and open hand. like a soft curtain. No sudden change, just a slower light. I turn the lamp on low and sit with my hands open, palms resting on my knees, as if signaling peace to myself. I think about the months behind me, how heavy they felt, how they didn't crush me, how they taught me to breathe differently. I don't romanticize the pain, I don't shame it either. It happened and I'm here. I'll make tea, watch steam rise, then vanish. A small practice in letting go. Outside traffic hums, a low steady chord inside. The room is calm and the calm doesn't feel fragile. I remember you, and memory doesn't sting. It feels like a photograph kept in a drawer, still true, no longer urgent. I stand up, stretch my arms, feel the body settle like it has finally found the right temperature. I look around the room, familiar objects in familiar places, and feel gratitude, not loud, not dramatic, just quiet and real. I pick up my phone, scroll without longing, set it down again. A simple choice, a small freedom. I open a window, a crack, cool air enters, clean, honest. I breathe it in and feel the lungs fill easily. I breathe out and the shoulders drop as if the body trusts the ending. I close the window, hear the latch click, a gentle final note. I turn off the lamp and darkness arrives kindly. I lie down, hands still open on the blanket, not gripping, not bracing, just resting. The night holds me without demanding a story. Tomorrow will come with its ordinary tasks, and I will meet it quietly, steadily, with open hands. A quiet ending, not a finale, just a soft stop, a calm fade, like music lowering its volume until the